Do you hear that? It's
Here.
another Superman video.
Oh shit, here we go.
The
Right. So today we are talking about Superman Returns, if you couldn't tell from the title. But
third best Superman ever made. And yet it's bad.
yeah, super ironic, honestly. So this movie, Bryan Singer basically said, ignore Superman 3 and 4. This takes place after Superman 2. And honestly, I remember absolutely loving this movie as a kid. Like, I absolutely loved it. But as I've gotten older, I've grown to like it less and less. And now I actually find it kind of boring, to be honest.
Yeah, I would be the same way, but I think my kid watching, like my child eyes while watching movies, came out in this movie since I haven't seen it in so long. So, I mean, I loved it. I knew it was bad, but I loved it.
So this movie
And
brought out your inner child, basically.
yes. So, I mean, I really didn't see much hate towards it, and I really don't have any structured view of why it's bad.
Understandable, and I'm honestly super glad that you enjoyed it, because I think, for one, it will probably make this video a little more interesting, so we're gonna have two contrasting opinions going on.
Yeah.
But I just think that's a super valuable opinion to have on the video. So I'm excited to see how this goes. So if you've watched my previous two reviews, you know that I absolutely love Superman 1 and 2, especially Superman 1. But there are a lot of things about this movie that doesn't work for me, and I'm gonna go ahead and lay them out for you. I think the plot, for one, is a bit too similarly structured to Richard Donner's original. Like, the plot is very similar. It's kind of like the same problem with The Force Awakens, honestly. It kind of just felt like a soft reboot. It felt like a retread a little bit.
Yeah, a late reboot. Very late.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely later than Star Wars.
Yeah. My other issue with it, I don't like Lois Lane in this movie. I think she was severely miscasted in this movie.
Yeah, I mean, whenever you say stuff like this, I don't really have an opinion because I haven't seen Superman 1 and 2 and all those originals in about 10 years almost. So, I really have nothing to compare it to because I barely remember those movies. In my opinion, Lois Lane did a pretty good job in this movie. But, you know, like I said, I have nothing on a higher level to compare it to.
Yeah. And I think
Have you read any Superman comics?
Not really. No, I have not.
Okay, then never mind. I'm gonna scrap that question. You can go on.
My only other issue with this movie is it doesn't honestly feel like a natural continuation of Superman 2 after Superman 2 to me. Like, for instance, Lex Luthor in this movie feels like a completely different character in almost every way. Like, granted, I actually like Lex Luthor in this movie, but he doesn't feel consistent with how Lex Luthor was in Superman 1, because in Superman 1 and 2, he was a bit more comedic in his performance. But he was still, like, evil and stuff like that.
Totally makes sense. He was a great Lex Luthor, but different personality, which didn't make sense in the continuity.
Yeah, basically, that was my problem with it. And also, I just find this movie super drab and kind of boring. Like,
did you think it was stretched?
A little bit, yeah, especially towards the middle.
I did not.
Interesting.
I mean, it felt like a pretty short movie to me. I was entertained the whole time after, like, the 25-minute mark.
Yeah. Also, this is a very small complaint, but I don't like the color palette in this movie. It looks really dull to me.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, at first, it was weird to me, but I ended up liking it.
Yeah, and there are some really good-looking shots in this movie, and I guess that's a good way to segue into what I liked about it. Brandon Routh, he's a perfect Superman. I think he did great in this movie. He's not as good as Chris
Ralph or Ruth?
I don't know. I'm gonna say Ralph.
Yeah, it's Ruth.
It's Ruth. Okay.
Yeah.
He's not as good as Christopher Reeve was, but I still think he did a very good job, very worthy of what Christopher Reeve accomplished. And I honestly think I like him better than Henry Cavill, believe it or not.
I think that Henry isn't a good Superman. I think that Brandon Ruth and Christopher Reeves are the only two good Superman.
Yeah, they both really nailed it. Like, they both really nailed it.
Yeah.
And ironically, this makes me kind of weird, but I actually kind of like the idea of Superman having a son. I think it's super interesting.
I was just about to ask you about that. Do you think that connects to Superman 2 in a good way?
Yeah, because in Superman 2, I don't know if you remember, but they actually do sleep together in Superman 2. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I could have guessed that.
Yeah, you don't actually see it happen. It's just heavily implied in Superman 2.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so...
I liked it.
I guess the only thing that is kind of screwed up about that is the fact that they banged, and then he left for 5 years and came back.
Yeah, now she's with another guy who thinks that that's her kid. Hang on. See, so you're telling me that within a month of him leaving, she did it with another guy?
I mean, it depends. I don't know which cut of the movie that Bryan Singer's going off of, because in the original theatrical cut of Superman 2, he erases her mind with a kiss. But in Superman 2, the Richard Donner cut, he reverses time with reversing the rotation of the Earth. So if we're so maybe she just doesn't remember,
Yeah, maybe she got pregnant. He reversed time. She found another guy within a few weeks. And she was a hoe and slept with him almost immediately, and then that's how the 9 months lined up.
I guess so. Yeah, it had to have been sometime after Superman left, because that was whenever Lois Lane got angry.
It had to have been within a month.
Yeah, basically.
It had to have.
Because the age gap makes sense too, because he looks about 5 years old in this movie. Yeah. Also, and then another that really works about this movie for me. That plane sequence, whenever he saves the plane, incredible. It looks great even today.
I love that whole scene.
Yeah.
The only thing that was weird was he was kind of cocky at the end of it. He was just standing there with music playing. Shots were on him.
Yeah, just kind of, hey, look at me, look what I did.
Yeah. That I don't think that fit his character, but it's whatever.
And even though I didn't necessarily agree with how Lex Luthor was handled in this movie, I think if I separate it from how he acted in the previous two movies and treat it as a reboot, I like Lex Luthor. He's very intimidating. He kind of leans more on the philosophical side of things, which I think is kind of cool.
Yeah. How do you feel about him, the way he got rich?
Well, Lex had always been kind of on the rich side. Like, if you watch the original, he was a pretty wealthy person too. I kind of like it. I think it's interesting. That scene whenever she got on the boat and they reveal all the wigs, that I think maybe it's just me, but that was unintentionally funny to me.
Yeah. I think it was just you.
I don't know.
That scene always cracked me out as a kid. And as a kid, I never knew till I watched it yesterday that one lady gave Lex Luthor all the money.
Yeah.
I didn't know that as a kid.
I mean, a lot of things really go over your head when you're a kid, so it's understandable. Yeah. Also, I thought the special effects in this movie were pretty solid for the most part.
Oh, man. Yeah.
I mean, there are definitely some shots where I was like, yeah, I can tell that's CGI, but for the most part, it looked really good. And
I loved whenever the bullet hit his eye.
Yeah, that was super cool. I like the shot whenever he's flying towards the sun to rejuvenate his energy. I think that's a beautiful shot.
Yeah.
And
definitely.
The soundtrack for this movie is also really good. I think it's very moving and powerful.
Yep. if you were going to choose this movie, a Superman movie, after never doing a Superman movie before, or X-Men 3, which one would you do? Because Bryan Singer really got a lot of hate for doing Superman instead of X-Men, but in my opinion, I would totally do a Superman movie instead of X-Men.
I would too.
Like, if I've already done 2 X-Men movies. If I haven't done any X-Men movies, I probably would have done X-Men instead of Superman.
Yeah, it would have definitely been a hard offer to decline. I think I would have done it too, if I'm gonna be real with you. Fun fact, apparently they almost didn't get the copyright for the main theme, and Bryan Singer said that he was not going to do Superman Returns if they couldn't bring back the main theme.
Dang.
But they managed to get something to work out, and they were able to use it. So
yeah, I mean, it's insane how hard it is to make a movie like this.
Mm-hmm.
Even in other genres, whenever stuff like copyright comes into play.
Yeah. I have one small little nitpick of Brandon Routh's performance, though. And this is such a small little thing, I know, it doesn't matter. But Christopher Reeve had a thing where at the end of the movie, the final shot, whenever he was flying in space towards the camera, he would always smile. Brandon Routh didn't smile. I don't know why, but I remember as a kid, that always bothered me a little bit. I was just like, smile! Please, just smile at me! I need that reassurance that everything's okay. Just... Because that smile was always very comforting to me as a kid. Like, it just...
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, this Superman feels comforting. Like, this is aside from your smiling, the fact that Brandon Routh didn't smile at the end. But Superman is very comforting until the Man of Steel movie. And I don't know, I kind of like the old feeling of the old Supermans and Superman Returns better than the new ones.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like these movies are more true to how Superman should be.
Yeah.
And I will take this movie over Man of Steel any day. Definitely.
I would too. I would take it over Batman vs. Superman.
Yeah. Again, like, even though I had my problems with it, I don't hate it. I don't think it's a terrible movie at all. It's just that...
I liked it.
Yeah. So, I guess what would you say was, like, the pros and strengths for you of this movie, since I feel like I've kind of talked about my opinion a lot?
Well, the strengths were definitely the special effects, and Brandon Routh's performance was amazing. I liked Kevin Spacey's acting. I didn't really have another Lex Luthor to compare him to, since I haven't seen Superman 1 and 2 in a while. I definitely liked the plot. I know that can get a lot of hate. It can get a lot of hate for being slow, or Lex Luthor having a confusing reason or plot in his own mind of how to destroy stuff. But, I mean, I don't have any problems with the plot. I know it can get confusing at times and what Lex Luthor's doing, but I liked what he ended up doing, and I like how Lois Lane saved Superman and little details like that, the plane scene, all that.
Yeah. Well, this is something that I don't know if you caught on because it's been a while since you've seen the first movie, but something that I think is super cool, actually, is at the end of Superman Returns, whenever he goes to visit his son while he's sleeping. I realize out of context that sounds kind of weird, but anyway. But he gives his son the same speech that Jor-El gave him in Superman 1 about how the son becomes the father and the father becomes the son. That's the same speech that his father gave to him in Superman 1.
Yeah, I did not know that.
I think that's super cool.
Yeah.
You need to rewatch those movies sometime, man. They're fantastic movies.
Yeah, I will this week, definitely.
Okay, cool. Maybe you can post your own reviews of them at some point, since I already reviewed them. But, anyway,
6.0 out of 10 on IMDb. My rating is a 7.0 out of 10. 75% on Rotten Tomatoes. What about you? What do you think?
I'm about in the same ballpark. I'm gonna be generous. I was gonna give it a 6, but I think I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10, definitely.
Okay, so if you're giving it a 7, what do you give Spider-Man 3? Because I know that you would choose Spider-Man 3 over this movie, but would that be a stretch to give Spider-Man 3 a 7.0?
Whenever we did the Spider-Man video before, what rating did I give it? I'm trying to remember. Did I even give it a rating?
I'm pretty sure you gave it like a 6 something.
If I like Spider-Man 3 better, I guess Spider-Man 3 gets like a 7.5, maybe an 8 for me, then.
Ooh, don't say 8. Don't say that again, Justin, alright?
Alright.
Spider-Man 3 don't get an 8.
Okay.
But yeah, no, 7.5 is good. Tobey Maguire's acting was great in that, but that's not Superman, so I'm gonna quit talking.
Yeah, it's fine. I really don't have much else to say about this movie, to be honest.
I loved it.
Yeah, I didn't love it, but I liked it. It's not a terrible movie by any means. I just have my own little grievances with it.
They could have directed that better, and I mean, I'm fine with them just resetting the whole plot of that movie, calling it Superman Returns with a different director, different plot.
Yeah, maybe just have a reboot, but bring Brandon Routh back, please. Oh my gosh. That I would love to see that again. Maybe give him a different costume too, because
oh yeah.
Because I will be honest, as a kid I thought it looked cool, but nowadays, no, I don't like the suit in Superman Returns. I think it looks kind of dumb. It definitely belongs in 2006, that's for sure.
I mean, in my opinion, it looked good on a 4-foot action figure.
Yeah. Fun fact about that, me and Riley discovered this whenever we first started becoming friends. We both had this same Superman Returns action figure when we were kids.
It was big.
Yeah, it was kind of funny. I remember I actually dressed up for Superman for Halloween that year, and it was the Superman Returns costume. So. Anyway, I think I'm pretty much done with this video. Thank you guys for watching.
Yeah, thank y'all.
Okay, I'll talk to you guys later. And, well, we will talk to you guys later.
Goodness. Take all the credit.
Sorry.
I watched that movie too.
I know you did. I'm sorry.
I wasted 2 hours and 30 minutes of my life.
Was it really a waste if you really enjoyed it?
Nah, it wasn't. Yeah, it was great. It was not a waste like the last movie was, Doctor Sleep.
Yeah, Doctor Sleep. I don't even know if I'll watch that again.
I definitely love Superman Returns better than that movie.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you guys for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed. We will talk to you guys later. Bye.